I have no respect for Joe Biden. You have no respect for Joe Biden. Unless you are awful announcing or one of these little liberal media sites, you have no respect for Joe Biden, because how can you respect the president who is incompetent to stand trial but can be president, who shuffles around, who can't speak, who has lied at every turn? By the way, I did go to a Mexican church this morning before I went to a Catholic church, and of course I was raised Protestant, whatever. But the truth of the matter is this: Joe Biden needs help, and he gets help every place he goes, including, ironically enough, ESPN, in an interview with Sage Steele, the people on the fourth floor. And she is right. She said it. The people on the fourth floor get involved. That means every word is scripted. Let's hear from Sage Steele about her interview with the President of the United States, Joltin' Joe, Shuffling Joe, Sniffing Joe Biden.
Here as we get set for a wonderful day in sports. Opening day for America's national pastimes.
This was about 2 months after he took office. That was an interesting experience in its own right, because it was so structured, and I was told, you will say every word that we write out. You will not deviate from the script, and go to the word. Like, every single question was scripted, gone over dozens of times by many executives, editors and executives. Absolutely. I was on script and was told not to deviate. It was very much, this is what you will ask, this is how you will say it. No follow-ups. No follow-ups. Next. Yeah, I knew that this was a lot bigger than just the wonderful editors that I worked with. This went up to the fourth floor, as we said, that where all the bosses, the top executives, the decision makers are, the president of a company, the CEO, where they all work.
Yeah, man, you go to that fourth floor. I used to go to the fourth floor, just say thank you, walk around, hey, thanks for letting me work here, thanks for letting me work here, that kind of thing. And I was the only guy that ever did it, according to Norby Williamson. So we all know where the fourth floor was. But here's the deal. Mike Hill over at Fox, who worked at ESPN, says, well, wait a second here. I worked at ESPN, and they would do that for any president. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. But they did it for him. Now, here's the bigger question. Did they give him the answers? You know the answer to that is, of course, yes. The answer to that has to be yes. I mean, if you're going to go up and you're going to set an interview up, well, guess what? You're going to set it up between two entities. The entity that is ESPN, Sage Steele being the front woman for that. The other entity are the Biden people. The Biden people probably, I would guess, based on what Sage just said, I'd go with a 99% being right here, said, all right, here's what we want asked. We do that on this show. Hey, what do you want to talk about? Our friend Jason Hammer or Michelle Tafoya today or whomever, what do you want to talk about? What's interesting you? But this goes beyond that. This goes to, hey, Joe, here's the questions. Get your answers right. Now, anybody that has followed this president understands that he could not, even back when he first got on the job, speak coherently about anything unless he gets all Adderalled up for a State of the Union speech, at which point he actually looks like he may be coherent. But on a day-to-day basis, he's not. On a day-to-day basis, he's a bumbling, stumbling moron. But he had to gear up for ESPN. And you say to yourself, why would he do an interview with ESPN? Well, you know why he would do an interview with ESPN. He wants to reach an audience that is not political centric. He wants to reach an audience that maybe he can influence. That's why I didn't understand, other than the fact that he's a complete moron, a complete doofus, whatever, and couldn't, I don't know, drug-addle his way through it. I don't understand why he didn't do the interview for the Super Bowl. I mean, if you're running for re-election and you're John F. Kennedy Jr. or you're Bill Clinton or you're anybody that's charismatic, Ronald Reagan, or actually anybody, anytime, anywhere, running for any office, guess what you do? You get in front of the biggest audience you possibly can. Oh, by the way, no, that's not a Caitlin Clark audience. Certainly not an NBA audience. It's the Super Bowl audience. Joltin' Joe, Sniffin' Joe decided not to do that. Why? Don't know, other than the fact that he couldn't muster the courage. So Sage is there, and Sage is her own woman, and she's got to read. Joe Biden, did you, Joe Biden, welcome to opening day. And there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that they would not do this for other people. I interviewed people when I was on ESPN. Nobody gave me the answers. Nobody told me what to say, but I get it. It's different. It's the President of the United States. You can't have the President of the United States come on your air and get embarrassed. And we all know that Joltin' Joe, Sniffin' Joe would go on the air and embarrass himself even back then. Why do you think they put him in the basement? Why do you think they got to cheat so bad with all these votes? 84 million votes, the most ever for that thing? That thing that's been around lying since the 70s? Not a chance in hell. And that's why I say to you on a broader note, man, oh man, I keep saying it. Yeah, you see these polls, right? Yeah, Biden losing to Trump. Yeah, don't buy any of it. Don't even tell me about any polls because that's the game we're playing here. Now, I've given you a pretty wide berth here, right? I've gone from Sage Steele having to script and give the answers and the questions to Joe Biden, which I'm assuming ESPN had to do, to voter fraud. Well, it's all wrapped up into one. This whole thing is a fraud. This whole thing with Biden is an absolute fraud. A sit-down interview where every question is scripted and reasonable people would be reasonable enough to say Joe Biden has the questions. That's scripted. That's a fraud. It is. Period. And ESPN committed fraud. Not illegal fraud. There's nothing illegal about it. It's not even a big deal, but it's just a bigger picture. This whole thing's a fraud. This whole presidency's a fraud. We don't have a leader. We got a guy with others' hands in his back moving him around. We got a guy that you have to manage. You shouldn't have to manage the President of the United States. The President of the United States should manage you. You shouldn't have to move him around, hold his hand, do these things, like have every question scripted. Not to the President of the United States. Hey, the President of Barkfellers over here on 82nd and 69, maybe, but not the President of the United States. This whole thing's a sham, a fraud, and this is the latest example. Our president can't stand trial because he's incompetent for doing illegal things, but yet he can be president. That's a fraud. Everything about it is a fraud. And you know what? The media is right there with him. Mike Hill, they would do that for anybody. Really, they didn't. They didn't with Obama. I mean, nobody that's interviewed Obama has come out and said, now maybe Obama would kill you. I don't know. But they didn't. At least nobody said they did. Andy Katz would go out there and interview Obama, and Obama would act like he knew something about basketball, and Obama would give his picks. That didn't seem scripted. Now, maybe they knew what they were going to talk about. Well, obviously they did. That's a fraud. And it's amazing the media. Ben Axelrod of awful announcing. Wow. It's all a big sham. And I love it. I am here for it. I tell you what's not a big sham. And I've always thought this. Getting hit by Mike Tyson. Getting hit by Mike Tyson seems like it could hurt and kill you. I remember looking over. Tony Tucker, Mike Tyson, about 1986, 7, whatever it was, in the old Las Vegas Hilton. I'm there, third row. My brother's there, snuck us down. Robin Gibbons, who I didn't know. I knew her from a show called Head of the Class. She was hot. Anyway, she's over there, gave me the dirtiest look a woman has ever given me. And believe me, women have given me dirty looks since the time I was 12. But anyway, I'm looking over the rail, and here comes Tyson, wearing nothing. Black shoes, black shorts. Maybe he had a towel. I don't know. And I went, whoa, that dude gonna kill you. That dude can kill you, and he didn't even punch me. I got out of the way. I acted like I was tying my shoes. I didn't want no part of that, man. And that was at a point in my life where I was fairly tough, or at least I thought I was. No. Well, Mike Tyson was on with Hannity, and he says he's scared to death to fight former YouTuber and internet influencer Jake Paul. Now, let's hear from Tyson. What's he saying? Let me hear this.
Going in, this is a real fight, and you're going in to win this fight. What is bringing you back? What is luring you back in? Is it kind of like the last Rocky movie, and you got stuff in the basement, you need to get it out?
You know, Sean, I have a weird personality. I don't think it's weird, though. whatever I'm afraid to do, I do it. And that's how it is. I was afraid for the Roy fight. I was scared to fight again. I was 100 pounds overweight. I was however old, 54, 53. And I said, let's do it. Anything I'm afraid of, I confront it. And that's my personality. Like right now, I'm scared to death. But as the fight gets closer, the less nervous I become because it's reality. And in reality, I'm invincible.
I'm buying it. Nah, I'm sorry, I'm buying it. If he says he's invincible, then damn it, he's invincible. Who am I to tell him any different? But I get that. I get overcoming your fears. I go the other way. If I'm scared of something, I stay away. And the only thing I'm really scared of is heights. Unfettered heights. I see the videos that we show of people jumping off cliffs with backpacks or whatever they're doing, and I get a weird tingling in my legs, and it tells me I ain't doing it. Like, even if I did it, and I successfully did it, I don't think I'd get that much satisfaction out of it. I'd be like, well, that was really stupid. I'm never doing that again. But maybe I'm wrong. Now, back to Tyson. There is no chance, at least when I see Tyson, now he's a little bit older, a lot bit older. Maybe he's in great shape. I saw a video of him the other day, and he looked pretty damn good to me. But the truth of the matter is, I think he's going to try to kill this poor man. I do. Why? You only really get one crack at this. You're not going to fight a 10-card fight. Like, you didn't sign with ESPN for 6 bouts. You got one crack at this. Let me go through the reasons he wants to kill this Jake Paul. First, he's a white dude. Now, let's just be honest. You think Mike Tyson is going to lose? Mike Tyson is going to lose his last fight to some white dude? Second, not really a boxer, although he is. He's more known as an influencer, a YouTube influencer. Now, I want you to think about that. You think Mike Tyson is going to lose to a YouTube influencer? You think Mike Tyson is going to go out there to some white boy, as I'm sure his entire camp is calling Jake Paul, and get his ass beat by a YouTube influencer? Hey, Mike, Jake Paul kicked your ass. Hey, Mike, no. If Mike Tyson loses this fight, and this is why it's fascinating to me that he's actually in this fight. If Mike Tyson loses this fight, it really, in my view, maybe not yours, maybe not anybody else's, but in my view, diminishes who Mike Tyson is. Look, I understand Tyson was in his prime. He got fat. He got lazy. Buster Douglas got him. Maybe a few. Okay, fine. I get that. But you're specifically coming back to throw hands with a white dude that's a YouTube influencer, not the heavyweight champ white dude. Not the guy 3-time no, just a white dude. That's it. That's on YouTube, which, by the way, he's more popular than a lot of television stations. I'm telling you right now, I don't know the mentality and the backstory of the fight. I don't know if they're supposed to dance around. But if I'm Jake Paul, I'm getting in the best shape of my life. If I'm Jake Paul, I'm doing things I never did in training. I'm finding the best, not close to the best fight trainer in the world. I don't give a damn if he's in the Philippines. I don't give a damn where he is. I'm finding him. You're telling me, Mike, look at that guy right there, and whoever's next to him, you're telling me that that white boy with that hair and that look is going to end not Mike Tyson's boxing career. That's not it. He's going to end Mike Tyson's legacy? Now, the answer is going to be yes if Tyson doesn't take this serious. And by all accounts, Tyson is. But let's be real. That's what we try to do on this show. It's an upward climb for Tyson because Jake Paul is younger. Jake Paul is a fighter. But look at him. Look at the guy next to him. Now, the guy next to him may be look at this guy. Look at those eyes right there. He's got those white boy, I'm trying to be cool eyes because he ain't who he thinks he is. He's insecure. Look, his eyes tell you he's insecure. And Tyson's going to let that beat him. I ain't buying it. Hey, Aaron, I ain't buying it. I'm going to buy the fight because what the hell do I got to do? Unless I'm out of town. But, man, oh man, imagine Tyson walking through the airport after getting beat by that guy right there. Imagine what people, hey, Tyson, you lost to that? Look at that guy's hair. Look at that guy's beard. Look at that guy's eyes. He ain't nothing. And you lost to him? You're supposed to be invincible? You got that thing on your face? Get out of here with that. Now, I wouldn't say it. I'd genuflect and say, Mr. Tyson, don't kill me. I know we're only in an airport, but please don't kill me. But Tyson's become iconic, hasn't he? He has. He's become iconic. You see him there with Bradley Cooper. He's in movies. He sits like he's Buddha. He talks like he's Buddha. But don't lose to Jake Paul, bro, or else it all goes away. Speaking of all goes away, what? DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, is going away at the University of Texas. That's kind of weird because, well, the motto of Austin, Texas is make Austin weird again or something really stupid. And Austin's the most liberal place on earth. It is. It's crazy. But anyway, listen to this. The University of Austin fired dozens of employees who worked in their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs to comply with a new state law, with all funds transferred over to other divisions. Good. Well, you're a racist. I'm not a racist. I just don't like what we do. We hire people, hire the best people, and let's go. Raise the standard of our world, and let's go. The Austin American-Statesman reported that a person with knowledge about the situation said 60 positions that were related to DEI work were eliminated at UT Austin. The law mandates that all governing boards of public colleges and universities ensures that their institutions prohibit the establishment and maintenance of a DEI office and the issue of DEI statements. In addition, hiring, practice, and training are no longer able to use DEI statements. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. Ohio State's got like millions and millions of dollars put into DEI. Millions, like crazy millions. And it's really funny. No, it's really funny. I mean, look, I don't know what to tell you. You make up departments, you panic because there's riots, and next thing you know, you got DEI, and next thing you know, you got this director, that director. We need an assistant director. We need 3 sub-directors. And next thing you know, you got 60 people working in a department that's useless. And you're spending the taxpayers' money on something that's useless. Well, you don't understand. You're not again. Nah, shut up. For years and years and years, we were fine without DEI. For years and years and years, we were. And you know what? DEI will still exist. I'll talk to my agent. Hey, man, do you know an African-American lady that can do sidelines? Hey, what about a 58, 60-year-old white guy? No, we don't need that. I mean, be honest. That's the way the world works. Who cares? I don't care. What do I care? But I will say this, 60 people out of work does not make me happy. Hopefully they find jobs somewhere else where actually they had to earn that position, not just bullshit a scared white president or a white chancellor or a white dean into hiring them because, well, you're going to be called racist, Morons. Lavar Ball is back, baby. Guess who's back? Back. Ball is back. I didn't miss him. You remember Lavar Ball, daddy of all those little kids? A couple of them are in the NBA. One of them was floundering around. Yeah, you remember him? He was all the rage. He was yelling and screaming. He was Muhammad Ali. He was whatever he was. Well, he started a shoe company called Big Baller Brand, and they were such crappy shoes and such bad customer service, I don't even think it ever got off the ground. Guy called him one time because he would give his number. A friend of mine bought these shoes, just wanted to see what was up. They were never delivered. He called the number. It turned out to be Lavar Ball's cell phone. He said, hey, man, I haven't gotten my shoes. He said, well, then you ain't a big baller. And he hung up. Yeah, there you go. There's DEI for you. Anyway, Lavar Ball is back. He's reemerged out of the woodwork to take shots at NBA training staff and Puma's raggedy shoes for his son LaMelo's injury. Now, I've always said this about Lavar Ball. Hey, he's a present father. I'm down with that. 72% of African-American kids grow up without fathers. Hey, he's a caring father. He's a guy that cared for his kids. He's a guy that raised his kids. And when you saw his kids interact with the dad, you saw love, real love. You did. And I've always respected that. Where I lost respect for him was his mouth. That's it. I get it was an act. I get it was to sell shoes. And I was cool with that too until, well, the inevitable happened. And the management of Big Baller Brand was so bad, it went away. And he went away. And now he's back. Puma apparently is bad. The reason they hurt, oh, okay, is because they got away from me. Oh, okay. And they start doing these Rudy Toot workouts. Because if you keep running them hills, you're going to keep that power and that strength. But you start dealing with these rubber bands and doing this lightweight stuff, of course you're going to start breaking down. A lot of things have to go with them raggedy shoes Mello be wearing. Them shoes are not made the right way for him. That's why he keeps tweaking his ankle every single time. Okay. All right. Let me read this. Let me tell you what this says. When they were with LeVar Ball, they worked out really hard. They ran hills. Now they don't, and he's right. I know he's right. It's why pitchers hurt their arms, because we treat them like pussies. It is. The best high school baseball coach in the country, his name is Dave Pishker. He's won more games than anybody in the state of Indiana. He's won more state titles, blah, 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 blah. He's the greatest ever. He'll tell you, I don't understand it. Why don't we build up arms of pitchers? You build them up. Same thing that LeVar Ball is saying here. Oh, rubber bands. Yesterday, the trainer at Indiana University men's basketball, Cliff Marshall, put out another one of his little videos. It shows Gabe Cupps doing, he's doing flexibility work. Yeah. Stability work. Yeah, great. You ever see Swamp Kings? Next time you watch Swamp Kings, watch the frickin' weight room action. The competitiveness. The struggle to be the best. The shaming of each other. It's awesome. It's how you go about building toughness. It's how you go about building stamina. It's how you go about building strength. And it's how you go about building camaraderie. Look, LeVar Ball is not wrong. Indiana University is the perfect example. There's zero toughness in the basketball program. And when you see this weight coach, all he does is show guys standing with weights. Okay. Buy my weight trainer. He's right. He's 100% right. I have to say that getting away from stuff that works. See, I'm different. I'll tell you why. Guys that grew up outside Chicago remember Walter Payton. Walter Payton was the best running back, the best football player that I've ever seen. Everybody's got their, oh, man, Barry Sanders is back. Great. I've ever seen. You know Walter Payton's training method was his big hill. And he ran it with a guy named Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly was a local high school kid that ran the hills with him. Kevin Kelly was a walk-on at Indiana. He ended up being a football coach somewhere. Walter Payton would run this hill straight up, down, straight up, down. So what did every kid in Northwest Indiana and Chicago do? We all ran a hill. My buddy Worm and I used to go out to the dunes. Beautiful, beautiful beaches in Gary, Indiana. That's right, I said it. Beautiful beaches in Gary, Indiana. Don't at me. And we would run the dunes. Yeah, we would. We would run the dunes, jump in the lake, and go sniffing around for las chicas after. Pheromones pumping, sweat billowing. You know what I'm saying? And we always ended up just going home. Anyway, that is what apparently LeVar Ball did with his kids. And I got to tell you, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong at all. And the shoes guys wear are crap. The worst shoes out there, and I don't even think he still has them, were Paul George's shoes. Like, people started wearing Paul George's shoes in Indy, well, because Paul George was a guy and it was Indy. And they were crap. All shoes are not made alike. Do yourself a favor. If you really want to be a big baller, go get yourself a set of Adidas. The Germans know how to make spats, baby. The Germans, I've had every shoe. I've had Converse. I've had Nike. I've had Puma. What's the one? I've had Pro Keds. What the hell did I wear in high school? They were special because I was special. Because Notre Dame wore them. I forget. They had a V. Damn it. Anyway, I've had them all. Nobody's better than Adidas. Just go get my Adidas. They're well made. The Germans don't screw around. Are you kidding me? All day I dream about sex. Adidas. That's right. Notable wide receiver and diva. That's pretty funny. That's really pretty funny. That was the writing here. See, we scripted this for me. Notable diva wide receiver and Bills star Stefon Diggs has been traded to the Houston Texans in exchange for draft compensation. The Texans appear to be all in on winning a Super Bowl, or at least a deep run. They should be. Hey, they got C.J. Stroud. They're not afraid. What are the Colts afraid of? You know what the Colts say in other teams? We're signing our own. That's right. We're signing our own. Really? You went 9-8. You're signing your own. But anyway, God bless the Texans, man. Let's show a little bit of this. The Texans aren't messing around. They got C.J. Stroud. They got him on a rookie deal. And you know what? They're going all in, but are they? See, people are being stupid. RG3 is Stefon Diggs essential to Josh Allen's success. He's been there since he got to Buffalo in 2020. They are better together, and if Stefon Diggs and Josh Allen stay together with the Buffalo Bills this year, their championship window is wide open. Well, does Josh benefit from having a top-tier receiver? Yes. Is he essential to his success? No. Diggs chimed in at the bottom of that. You sure? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. And here's the deal. The kick that I get is people say, well, you know, the Bills aren't really that interested in winning anymore. That's not true. The Bills chose $31 million of dead money and a second-round pick in 2025 over having Stefon Diggs on their team. Think about that. Now, Andrew Brandt's a former general manager. That's the first thing I thought of. Not the dead money part, because I don't care about that. It doesn't affect me. But that's the first thing I thought of when they traded Stefon Diggs. They would rather have some kind of draft pick than have Stefon Diggs on their team. Now, I got to think about this for just a second. Everybody, including myself, that talks about the NFL says you got to have playmakers. Got to have guys on the outside that can stretch the defense. You can't win without stars at important positions. What are those positions? Well, certainly wide receiver is one of them. Obviously, quarterback, left tackle, edge rusher, cornerback. Those are your essential positions. Well, the Buffalo Bills decided, screw this. The hell with this. We're going to give up that guy and not really get anything back. I mean, you think any of these third round or fifth round or whatever conditional draft choices are going to be any good? No. And I'll tell you this isn't the first place that gave up on this guy. They didn't first place that said, screw you. He was at Minnesota before this, and Minnesota said, nah, we'll let you go. Minnesota ended up 13-3, I think, without him. But they haven't won anything. They haven't won anything in Buffalo. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and 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 over again and expecting a different result. Well, guess what? The Buffalo Bills, they're trying to win. Buffalo Bills got a quarterback. Buffalo Bills are saying, you know what? This guy bitches when we win. He bitches when we lose. He bitches when he doesn't get touches. He bitches when he gets touches. Why are we putting up with this crap? Now, as to the Texans, they're betting that in a first or second year, Stefon Diggs isn't going to be a pain in the ass. They're betting that at 30, Stefon Diggs may have grown up. He ain't grown up. You are what you are at that particular age. Now, it's just a matter of what you want. Do you want to be an NFL champion? Do you want to play and make deep runs into the playoffs? Or do you want to be a chronic complainer that people have questions about? That's the question for Diggs, because he's probably got 2 years left. I mean, I don't know. You know, guys right now keep themselves in great shape. He probably handle 3 or 4, but, man, does he wear out his welcome? Talented dude. And don't tell me the Bills aren't trying to win. Don't tell me that at all. Bills are trying to win. You're damn right they're trying to win. They just knew it's a better opportunity for us to win without that guy. I mean, and I don't want to hear they don't know what they're doing. The Bills know exactly what they're doing. But they just felt we got a better chance to win without that guy.